You want to know why? Because it's my stream and I can. Oh my goodness. It has been almost a month because the skills that pay the bills just happen to be frontline healthcare. And there's not a whole lot of us running around these days. And I also have a problem saying no. So here I am. I am alive. I'm hoping. I want all the good vibes that my schedule officially today goes back to where it was. Maybe I have to work an extra day or two because I had a coworker quit while they were on vacation. So we're down a person where we were already just barely staffed. So, poet. Oh my goodness. I'm wondering, have you always been plain poet or are you missing a T? Because my mind is very confused right now. And even though I've been on break, 939 has been patiently waiting for me to continue on both projects. I can't escape this color. So I'm hoping to get a good chunk of it done on Call Dance today. Because goodness knows I have a good chunk of it left over on Divine Instinct. So I have been doing overnights for the past several weeks, and also 3 to 11, sometimes in the same week. Sometimes I've been doing doubles. Sometimes I've been doing the T just inserts itself in there. And like, for example, yesterday I got out at 7 in the morning and I went back in at 3, even though all of my coworkers said, don't worry about it, don't come in till 5. I still, because I had seen the schedule and I was scheduled for 3, and the TISM rules the scheduling aspect of my brain because we can't let ADHD schedule anything. We just can't. We can trust the ADHD to get it done, but we got to let the TISM schedule things. So I did a turnaround yesterday, and then I do a 3 to 11 today, and it's going to be blizzarding. So this is where I exist. It's the change of the seasons, and we're just going to get hit by snowstorms a lot, and that's okay. Because in my not streaming time, where I should have been sleeping, I've been playing with my thermal camera, which I just received before I went off air. I've been having so much fun with that. It's not technically a thermal camera. It is an infrared camera. It shows how much light is reflecting off a surface. And in using it appropriately, I have managed to seal up enough drafts in my house that the temperature has gone up by about 20 degrees. So, I mean, I'm very pleased with it. And I have been working on getting my little video area properly insulated, which is something I want to tackle tomorrow. I have all the materials. It's just getting the motivation. And every time I think I have the motivation, work happens. So I'm trying to bank on having tomorrow off to tackle that because I have wallpaper coming in, and I can start like doing finishing touches. But yeah, so frontline healthcare work has eaten my soul, and that's where I've been in the overnights, and I haven't really been cross-stitching. I've been craft-stipated most of February, which is really, really bad, seeing as I sold a lot of my baby dragons, and I have a craft fair coming up in February, or no, March 14th. Luckily, baby dragons don't take that long to make, but I'm going to go through my inventory and see what I have, because I have one big one that I'm working on. It's gorgeous. It's gonna be so hard to sell that one. But I've been getting commissions out of my workshop, and I've been staying productive. I just haven't had the energy to stream, and I apologize for that, guys. I know I'm not the most social creature normally, and I try to. I've been around. So how is the weather out on the West Coast? Over here, it was getting nicer, and today it's gray, dark, and windy, and I can feel the storm coming in on my bones. Oh my goodness. I feel bad. And in my downtime, well, in my not stream time, I have realized that it I definitely need to take a vacation, like from my bill paying job. Definitely need to take a vacation. I can't right now because we don't have enough people, but hello, Sume. But I have been very pleased in getting all of my like little to-do projects done. Like today, this week's small to-do project goal is I have t-shirts that I want to they're not fitted t-shirts. I like to wear fitted t-shirts at work. Just so like they're not drooping out and like landing in goo and uck. But I need to put the t-shirts on and pin where their sides are so I can like just sew ribbon on and like make corset t-shirts kind of thing, just so I can tighten them up a little bit, maybe have them be a little fanciful. But that's my small to-do project to get out of my workshop this week. I would be lying if I said I was not a little jealous. I mean, it hit 40 here for a couple of days, and it was nice. Currently, so I do not have a fancy car. Not at all. I have a little red Prius, and it is currently covered. And as I talk about it more and more, I get more and more comfortable with it because I'm an audio processor, and that's what I do. Is when I'm bitching about stuff, I'm a complain. My mother didn't raise a quitter. I do complain though. Ad break. Gives me time because I have to put string in my mouth. For those of you fortunate enough to be subscribers and not have ad breaks. Dooby doo. So, Sume, I am what is commonly called a recovering people pleaser. Um, and with the unfortunate hardwiring of very young age trauma, autism, and ADHD, uh, I'm probably going to be a recovering people pleaser for a very long time. It also it does not help my brain that I have a disease that if I lose my job, and I know I won't lose my job, like the logical aspect of me knows I will not lose my job if I dare take a vacation. But I try to lead by example, and I know that, for example, there are three to 11s currently. So at any given point in time, we all have to be working. See, I love gray hair. But I am super, super pleased that you're going to school. And so no, work has been kicking my butt and I haven't been able to stream. So, but there's only, and this is one of the reasons where I liked being in the office aspect of healthcare, is I know I was helping and I know I was doing good, but it also allowed me to step back because my work wasn't life or death. And being in the front line, unfortunately, if and in the grand scheme of things, my big girl brain knows that if I were to quit or they were to fire me, they would be okay. But I can't. And if you understand that if you understand the robustness of that statement, then it makes my life easier. and see, go gray. Like I love the gray hair. Husband creatures going gray, and it's awesome. I did see you go online. That's another thing I miss about doing office work, is even if I'm like just at work at the office, like I can just put in an earbud and vibe with my homies. But I can't really do that on frontline because I have to be able to hear residents and whatnot. So. Oh, well, y- I you are going to do awesome. I loved I loved my veterinary science courses, but because I didn't have the tools and skills that were available had I known I had ADHD, I did not get to pursue that. And I'm content with how much education I got in the veterinary sciences, and I'm pleased with my mass comm. So, do we have to start a howl? We do. Ah, woo! I can't howl at my house because I legit might start a howl. The ahoos. Mm. So yeah, today I'm hoping that there's filling in this little area with the 939 and this little area with the 939. and all the grapey area. Ah. Yeah, so any February goal I had for either one of my projects just got tossed out the windows. It yeah, that's what happened. Pixie has a beautiful singing voice. She starts off barking and then she goes into just this very nice, very smooth, very soulful howl. And Cesar, I have I've only heard his whiny barks. He hasn't actually. I've never heard his real bark. Like he does his whiny barks, he does his excited barks, but I've never heard his actual bark. Pixie, on the other hand, barks like it's nobody's business. Like, yeah. Pixie barks like it's going out of style. And I am gonna show off. I'm gonna show off the dragon progress that I have going on in the background. But I'm gonna wait till later. I have I have it. I have 3 legs I have to do. It's tummy and wings. And then I have to assemble it. I think that's like the hardest part of all of all of my dragons is the assembling. Um Woohoo! I have I have so many small side projects that, like what I was talking about earlier, is I'm trying to get like 1 or 2 done a week. This week is the 3 tie-dyed t-shirts that are a little too big for me, turning them into corseted ribbon t-shirts. Um, I'm super excited about that. I think they'll be very, very pretty. I want to experiment with hanging ice dye. Uh, I've been watching some tie dyeing TikToks, and a lot of them do shirts. So it's a little bit of a transition from Ada cloth to shirts. Um, but I do have a few test shirts that I play with, and I've been having good results with those. But I want to experiment with the dye and my Ada cloth and wrapping and whatnot. So oh, nice. Husband Creature does MTG. That's his. Like he does command deck with his friends, and that's about all I can tell you. I think so. I don't know. I mean, who doesn't like Power Rangers? Come on now. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's homesick today. He's been up coughing. He probably has the work crud that I don't catch because I am immune to everything. And that is because my body, my body is, what is it? Sadistic? Is it sadism that likes to beat itself up, or is it masochism? Because I always get the two confused, but my body, only my body is allowed to beat itself up. Outside germs, no, they die on the spot. But inside germs and diseases, I take the cake. I pity the people who just kind of randomly wander into this stream and like, what the fuck is she talking about? Sorry, guys. Okay. It has officially gotten... Oh, my goodness. It's that, like... Oh. No, we were talking about my body, not anybody. Well, we were talking about how Husband Creature likes Magic the Gathering, and then we ungracefully progressed to how, oh well, yeah, so how he has the crud. Yeah, okay. I'm still kind of laggy. So if I don't make sense, it's not you guys, it really is me. Well, that's fair. Normally, I at least go in numerical order. Okay, now I have to pay a little bit of attention because I'm coming in for the close of this little circle thingy. There's still plenty of 939 left. Don't worry, folks. 939 owns my soul. But I am coming in to a close for a little bit of a section. Yeah, we have this section that I'm closing in on. We have this section here, and then we have all the grapes that I haven't moved the camera down to see. Apparently the camera's fuzzy today. I don't know. It's been a hot second since I played with my technology, so it's having issues. Oh, and it is lovely to see you, Kelpie. Mm-hmm. Not that other one. It's not that one. The other one. I know nothing. I know nothing about sleep schedules getting messed up. I'm kind of wondering why I can't move this though. Eh. Hmm. Yeah. Yesterday, I was very, very, very glad that I was able to come home and mostly go right to sleep because it was a rough go. Today's gonna be a rough go just because I'm tired. I've worked 7 days straight, and I've worked both 3 to 11 and overnight. In that stretch of 7 days. So I and the days off that I've gotten have been coming off of overnight, so they're really not days off. They're you don't have to you don't have to panic about going into work, and you can kind of sleepy days. Mm-hmm. I honestly thought I was going to be able to come back last week, and I was wrong. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I doom scroll a lot. A lot. Like, it's embarrassing how much I doom scroll. And I've come across a lot of like the ADHD creators and a lot of type 1 creators. And I run across a common pattern of like how hard it is to have keep employment and whatnot. And honestly, once I have a job, I've never had any problem keeping a job, as it were. Getting a job is kind of weird, but at the same time, like for me, it's the slow realization that my my diabetes is a full-time job, and it's not an easy full-time job. And the older I get, the harder it gets to manage. And even with working on my mental health and getting that relatively shored up and stabilized, and working on the acceptance that comes with such heavy hitting diagnoses so late in my life, and balancing those two things out, like, you know, I don't want to not have a job. I need to have some sort of work, and I need to have a purpose. And I honestly, I really enjoy like organizing. Like that's what I did last night, because I switched over to default last night. Is I organized everything. I took out papers that were like the end of a fax page or the cover of a fax page that we really don't need, that doesn't have any information on it, and they can just be recycled. I took out like a stack of that from papers. I made copies. I did little OCD things that just make me happy. And and I miss that aspect of office work, is just leaving me alone to do the little tasks that nobody else seems to want to do. And my coworkers are like, everybody Every office place needs a person like you who just does it. And I'm like, I've tried. I've tried to be that person, but apparently I'm good enough that not only do I get my own job, I get other people's jobs too. And and I think that's where I'm becoming bitter. Is I was raised as a as a, since it seems to be a big part of the meta these days. I'm a Zennial. I was born in 1982. Tail end. My mom's a cusp of a boomer and a Gen X, whatever those are called. Because she was 65, and so I'm a Zennial. I was raised with the work hard, go to college, and you'll get your dream. And I manifested most of the dream, not without blood, sweat, tears, and a few bumps along the way. Like my path has been anything but anything but paved with gold. And so I just want to have a job where I can be told what the job is, be trusted to do the job, of course after training, and be trusted that if I have questions, if I ask a question, it's because I legit have a question. If you just answer my questions when I ask them and not micromanage, I will be one of your top employees. I will be one of your top performers. I promise you, it will all get done. I like Anger and Autism on TikTok. He sings my song because he's about the same age as me, and he's had roughly the same life experiences, like with his stories with working in a call center in corporate America and never understanding XYZ and the familial trauma and whatnot. Like the stories he tells they really resonate with me. And it's just, I told, when I first got diagnosed, I told one of my bosses that in the first 8 hours of my work week, I probably had all of my work for that entire week done. And she yelled at me. And he was telling a story about how he went back when he was working in the corporate world, maybe worked 15 out of those 40 hours. And if I could get paid the same to do all of the work that is required of me and have the remainder of that time free, I would love that so much. Because it's not that I'm not doing the work. I'm doing the work. I'm doing the work very well. I take pride in the level of work and the quality of my work. And I have no problems if I fucked it up going back and fixing it to make it correct, because I don't have to be right. I want to be correct. And yeah. and it's, that is what I am currently sitting and suffering with, is I don't mind the job that I'm doing, but there are a lot of time constraints. And sometimes those time constraints are on the hurry the fuck up end and not the you have too much time. And that's just as bad. It is oh, you only have this amount of time is almost as bad as, hey, I got this job done in 10 minutes. Now what? And a lot of the rules are in place for safety. For example, I can't pop medications for a person. Like, for example, okay, I have 7 people in a cart. Every cart has its own individual spot, very clearly marked out. I can't go in at the start of my shift, prepare all of the meds, do all of my checks, and have their cup in a med cart in that spot due to regulations. I can't have that cup in their spot before the med pass. I have to do it just prior to, like, as I'm getting ready to walk into that room. Now, I understand the safety issues with that, but each individual person has their own spot. So unless you're a complete nutter fuck up, which unfortunately, because these rules exist, should tell you something. Yes, the hurry up, and and when I didn't have a job, I used to fill my time with volunteer work. And I've made a lot of great connections with my volunteer work. I wish I had more bandwidth for more volunteer work. But I don't, because I am legitimately trying to use my current full-time job to pay down a large chunk of my debt. I'm trying to be responsible. I have my car left, and I have some credit, not a lot of credit card debt, but I have some credit card debt. And I'm trying to get that all paid down so that I don't have to work full-time. I can maybe drop down to a lower paying job, because right now I have to uphold a standard. Drop down to a lower paying job and have more freedom to do markets. That's what I really want to do. Is I really want to have weekends off so I can do my craft fairs. They bring me a lot of joy. And currently I can't do nearly as many of them as I would like. But that's the thing is I wish I could find a job that, as long as I got my work done, it would pay me the rate that they would pay me for the 40 hours. So if they were paying me $25 an hour for 40 hours a week, and not have it be salaried, because salaried workers in the United States get taken advantage of. I'm always the worker that if you need me to do something, I'm absolutely there to do it. But if I've done all my tasks, well, go back to sleep, Jules. Rest. But it's that kind of thing, is like, and because of my diabetes, I am very much chained to a job. Like, it's not like, oh, hey, things will get a little bit difficult for me. Like, if I don't have my ADHD medication, is it rough? Absolutely. Hands down, so much easier with my meds. I will not die without my meds. If I don't have my insulin, I think I've mathed it out to about 5 days I would last without insulin. Like, and that's a reality that sits with all type 1 diabetics. Now, I'm not including type 2s in this because it's not the same disease. And I don't know enough about it. But I can state with my whole chest that as a type 1, if I do not get my insulin, I will die within a week. And that is something I have to carry every single day of my working career. And I have to hold that up against my ADHD and my autism, as I am currently reeling in major burnout. But I have to hold the diabetes up to the ADHD and go, listen, fuckers, this one takes precedence. So that's when I get reclusive, that's the kind of thing that's going on, is I'm burning a lot of inside energy to fight the diseases. Some people fight the people. I fight the diseases. And it's not that I have nothing against, like, oh, hey, let's go on the cheap. I can't even go on the cheap food, like, to drop that, like, to like have go down to a lower paying job to be able to pay all my bills and afford my diseases and whatnot. It's not even that. The celiac disorder makes everything more expensive, because eating fresh is expensive. Buying gluten-free food is expensive. Like, it's either pay the money for the fresh food or pay the money for the gluten-free food. So it's generally a rock and a hard place. So when When I seem super duper 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 elusive, it is because I am currently in major burnout, and I am rubbing one disease up against the other to keep the fire of motivation going. I got the circle thing done. And both my light bulbs lit up. But I also try to keep that anger, like the frustration of my burnout, and I try to keep that like reined in. And that takes a lot of work because more and more frequently I have been sitting, and luckily I have therapy tomorrow, not tomorrow. I have therapy Wednesday. So but it's I've been sitting with a lot of, it's not fair. Why can't people see that I'm suffering too? And why don't people see that I need help too? Even when I'm sitting and screaming. And I know you guys aren't included in this. This is in person, real life. The silent scream of this sucks just cut me a break. And unfortunately that doesn't happen too much in real life. So that's why I try to bring joy. That's why I try to be the light. It's because, life sucks. Like, I'm not always going to be like frou-frou and happy and whatnot. I try to be, but at the same time, I do realize that life sucks. Like, I'm not trying to be toxic positive. But we are all given a choice. And just recognizing and accepting that life sucks, and the least we can do is be a patient and tolerate. That's the bare minimum, is being patient and being able to tolerate, because we don't always know the full depth of what people are going through. And sometimes it absolutely can get frustrating. Sometimes it can suck. Sometimes you just want to sit at the bottom of your hole and go, it's my turn to be a bitch face. And I'm kind of teetering on that area where I've always been very good about being able to hear and take on other people's frustrations and not keep it as my own. And I still, quite frankly, am able to do that without even batting an eye. But unfortunately, my load has gotten a little heavy, and I'm just whiny about it. And sometimes just getting on the internet and whining helps. Sometimes screaming into the void. Because unless someone can fix American healthcare, there's nothing anybody can do to take the weight off my shoulders. I get the all clears all the time from my doctors and whatnot, and it's just your labs came back as normal is what I get a lot of. I had in the course of February, I had my yearly physical. I'm gonna be fine. I'm in really good shape for someone with my conditions. It is, and I don't want anybody who's idly paying attention to think that it's a cry for help. I pay good money to scream into the void at my therapist. Um, this is part of my process. Is I am here. Like, streaming is very therapeutic for me. I am here for people who want to just bitch. I am here for me to bitch. I'm here for the nosy Nellies in my life who complain that they never see me or they never hear from me. I have made my stream very public, and I'm here for those people who accuse me of not being there for them, and I allow them to show their true colors because I'm here. I mean, I don't always have my DMs open on Twitch. Like, honestly, I don't open Twitch itself very often. Confession time! So, like, if you whisper me in Twitch, there's a good chance I'm not going to look at it for, like, a week. But, I mean, I have the Discord server. I have all my social medias. Like, I'm very easy to get in contact with. But I am the villain in many people's stories. And that is okay. Because some people need me to be the villain. And you know what? Even the villains have a story to tell. I'm definitely an anti-hero kind of gal. And I think once I get this area done, I'm gonna call it a stream. It'll probably be about 11:30, just because I know how fast I stitch when I talk. But I filled in quite a bit of the blank spots. But this week we will be working solely on call dance. As far as I know, and every time I say this, something happens. As far as I know, this week's going to be a normal week. Today, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't have any wonkiness in my schedule for once. It's all pretty evenly balanced out. And I'm hoping that I'm able to indulge. Because I would very much like to get both these projects. I'm very close to a page finish on both of them. I think I'm almost done page 4 on Divine, and I'm almost done page 3 on Call Dance here. I think it's page 3. It's either page... I'm almost done either page 4 on this one and 5 on Divine, or 3 and 4. But Call Dance is like 6 across, and Divine I'm almost to the other end. Like I'm almost to the full top row being all done. me see. Oh, let's see how many more pages I got to go. Yeah, let's see. I'm on. Okay, so this is page 3 that I'm closing out on currently, and he is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5 pages across. Damn. I'm currently looking at all the 939. But yeah, yep. The next page, we get to see the very back of his head, very back of his hair starts showing up in the next page. And that's all we'll see for a little bit. He starts to tease us. Oh, I'm a bad human today. I can't regulate my body temperature. Either that or it's getting colder outside. No, it's getting windy outside. That's what it is. Oh, where's my other arm sleeve? Here we go. Oh, I have to show off. So I'm gonna show off. Tentatively, I want to name this one Serendipity from the Serendipity Publishing Company. But most of the time the dragons don't give me their names because it's not my place to name them. But I do think that this is going to be Serendipity, and Serendipity has a full meadow dragon, the articulated spine. I know they look kind of funny when they're pinned together, but I gotta do 3 more legs. It'll be in a sitting position with the dark green wings, and I'm gonna do some beadwork on the wings. And I'm hoping to get that one done for March 14th. And yeah. I got some really cool bookmarks done, and I need to update my website, and I need to do some actual business work because I generally take January and February off. But I'm realizing that if I want to go anywhere, I need to work a little bit more on that aspect. But sometimes it's just difficult because I can't. As much as I would love to take a plunge into the deep end, I can't. Okay. It is really windy. I generally can't hear the wind outside the house, and today I can. Mm-hmm. Doopy-doopy-doo. Oh my goodness. And the hilarious thing is Dionysus's hair is 939. So one of the colors on the next page that'll make him show up is 939. It's everywhere. It haunts me in my dreams. But it's not filament, so I'll take that win. Oh, I hate that. Oh, and that's also part of the reason why yesterday, even though I had the full blessing of everybody to not go until 5, that I was there at 3 because I was scheduled for 3. I feel it. Just gently remind your brain that we have alarms set for whenever you need to leave, and you'll be there. Or you can be like me. Nobody likes to be like me. But one of the reasons I'm so incredibly early to almost everything I do, and I almost always have an activity to keep me busy, is because of what you're going through right now. Is I've set up a routine in my brain that if I don't do it the exact same way every single day, then screw you guys, I'm going home. For me, it's less of like time related. For me, I have to do the same things, but they don't always have to be in the same order, so they're not always at the same time. Oh, and I just looked at another small little thing that I completed, and I gotta show it off because I do. So one of my stencil arts on fabric that I was dye unicorns. But yeah, the kind of thing that I do. And that's sometimes what you gotta do. Um, because even though like me taking a vacation from work, I know I'm not gonna get fired, but the the stress and trauma of it's kind of like I'm just gonna go to the location and I'm there if they need me, and if they don't, I'm there. So I totally get it. I support it. I understand. And if you leave for school, I hope you have a fantastic day. I'm just finishing up this little spring I'm gonna do here. And sometimes just thinking about it, that's how the process starts. Like, I will say out loud, I am going to bed. And then I will sit there for like half an hour. But if I didn't say out loud, I'm going to bed, I would not start that process. Um, some people think it's weird. It's how I get things done. Is tossing it out where other people could have potentially heard it gives me responsibility that I have said it out loud and it now needs to get done. Okay, no. Maybe I'll have enough to. I don't think I'll have enough to get the face done. I just hear all kinds of loud engines racing up and down. I don't know why they're racing up and down. Oh, oh, so I bought myself a new phone case and a new piece of glass protector because a can of spray foam hit hit my phone's face, and the glass protector. I honestly thought it went through the glass protector. It did not. But I purchased the wrong size, and I got everything yesterday. And I was so excited. I was like, "Oh yeah!" And then I learned it was the wrong size. So of course I ordered the correct size. It'll be here Thursday. But at the same time, I was just like so sad. I ordered the exact same thing that I had got in the mail. But if you know anyone who has an S23, just the standard S23, I have a phone case and I have 2 glass protector cover thingies that I'll send out to you. I bought them. I don't need them. I'll show off the phone case when I get it for my phone. It's a teal and purple glitter case, and it's you flip it upside down and the glitter goes up and down, and it's cool. But I did not pay attention when I was hitting the buttons, and I did not double check, so I paid the ADHD tax. One of them. One of the many taxes that ADHD provides. Another reason I'm not showing it off is because it's downstairs, and I just don't want to go downstairs to pick it up to show it off. Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll show it off, what it is. If you know anyone who has an S23, it is just S23. It's not the Plus, because I have the S23 Plus. All brand new. Would figure within the last few stitches that the ad break would show up. Is it only 10 pat? Oh, it's only 5? Okay. I might go a little bit further. See where I'm at for like my stitch count and whatnot. Okay. Let me highlight what's remaining in this section. It's actually kind of a fitting number to end on. Are there any like little Yeah, what's left is... Okay, so... I think I'm going to be calling it a day. Got 207 stitches done, and the reason I smile is because 207 is Maine's area code. It is the only state with only one area code. 207. If you see a 207, it is from Maine. So, I think I'm going to stop at 207 today. Started off at 5.02%. we ended up on 5.06%. And I'm going to be back tomorrow. I am more than pleased that I was able to be here today. Thank you all for your kindness and your patience. Drink your water, take your meds, be kind to yourself without harming others, and be kind to others without harming yourself. I will be back at 10 tomorrow with any hope this wild and crazy occurs, because it is supposed to snow. I have not seen any evidence of said snow yet, but I'm not holding my breath because it is Maine and snow just likes to just fall out of the sky. But that being said, I'm lurking if you need me, and I love you all, and the gift of your time is absolutely amazing. I will see y'all on the flip side. And, Poet, good luck on your final. You got this. You're amazing, you're wonderful, and you're incredible.